We're going to begin this hour with a Golden Globe Award winner. Her name is Da'Vine Joy Randolph. Remember that. She won the Golden Globe the other day for Best Supporting Actress for her heart-wrenching performance in the movie The Holdovers. You got to see this if you haven't seen her yet. This was her first Golden Globe, and she is getting major Oscar buzz, too. The Holdovers follows a group of staff and students who were stuck together on a prep school campus over the holidays. So Randolph plays Mary Lamb. She's a cafeteria manager who is grieving the death of her son in Vietnam. In this scene, Mary talks to a very unpopular history teacher played by the great Paul Giamatti. He won a Golden Globe, too, about losing her son so young.
My baby wasn't even 20.
I'm so sorry.
I took this job when Curtis was small because I wanted to ensure that he was going to have a good education. You know, he flourished here.
Yes. No, he was a great kid. I had him one semester. Very insightful.
He hated you. He said you were really.
Well, like I said, sharp kid, insightful.
Da'Vine Joy Randolph was just nominated for a Screen Actors Guild Award yesterday. Thank you very much. Good morning to you, Ms. Randolph.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Let's just think about your life the past week. You had a Golden Globe on Sunday, SAG nomination just yesterday, Oscar nomination to come for sure. What's it like to be you right now? How is this feeling? I know it feels good, but what's it like?
It's good. It's overwhelming. I think, you know, to be an actor, a lot of times you're in your own little hubble, your own little hole, you know? There's a lot of hours of restless nights where you're staying up trying to figure out strategy of like, what do I need to do with my career? And I started in theater. I started here in New York. So a lot of it was me honing and building my craft and like, you know, just like putting in the time.
Yeah.
So to have this moment, it's beyond. I never expected any of this. And so I'm just trying to take it one step at a time and getting the advice from others.
Yeah, you're on
the
a
best that I
rocket, man.
can.
Let it keep soaring. You talk about your character, Mary, that it made you feel seen
Yes.
and changed your life in many ways. What do you mean made you feel seen for the first time?
Because I think, you know, I was very privileged to be in a production with a renowned and well-loved director who is focused on making the average person in the everyday seem somehow special. And so to have someone like this and have a script in which it's fully detailed and complex and layered, and to have that as a woman of color is very rare. So oftentimes, I'm coming to the table where I have to ask, negotiate, and try to figure out a way with the fellow creatives to take it to that level. To get a script and it starts there, you're just like, oh my goodness, this is now shown up in a place where it needs to be. So it felt again like that hard work and setting forth that work ethic for myself is beginning to make a difference.
To pay off.
Yeah, and that people know, like,
Yeah.
it's gotta be right.
Yes.
No doubt.
Yes.
Before I get to my question, I have to say, what you're wearing, the nails, the hair,
I know.
laid, you look absolutely stunning right now.
Thank you so much.
Getting back to the film, your character deals with loss.
Yeah.
Where did you draw inspiration from?
I mean, unfortunately, grief and loss is something that everyone has to deal with.
Yes, unfortunately.
So my own life, observing how grief showed up in some of the people that I know, family members.
Yeah.
But in particularly, I focused on how it showed up in the Black women in my life. And the biggest thing that I saw across the board is that women, but Black women in particular, have this beautiful and uncanny ability, almost like a superpower, where in the midst of their trials and tribulations, if they don't want you to know, you won't know at all. And if anything, they operate at a higher level of efficiency in order to cover it up.
That's deep.
Of what they're actually going through.
That's
and
true.
so that was something that I really wanted to capitalize on. I wanted to capitalize how she's able to be a nurturer to other people in the lack that she's getting herself. And how her being of service to other people is, unbeknownst to her, healing. And filling a wound. I think it's so beautiful that three broken people can come together and heal and make a difference in one another. And I think that's a beautiful message that I hope doesn't get, skipped over because I think a lot of times people think they have to have it all together and be whole. And it's like, no, you can just show up as yourself. You are enough.
Yeah, this
and that
movie
can fill in the blanks.
God,
yeah.
you described it so well. It was three broken people.
And you're so good in it. And
Thank
you
you.
mentioned earlier the director coming up with this role came to you with the role, right? So it's nice to get a phone call as opposed to have to go audition.
Yes.
You were picked out for this.
Yeah.
But one thing that I was reading, and I was wondering about this when I watched it, you clearly are really cooking
Yes.
in the movie.
Yes.
What was that like, and what was that decision like?
So when we had the
Well, you must know how to cook.
I do.
Yeah.
And I love to cook. And it's like also therapy for me too. And I like cooking for people as gifts. I like when people are sick, I like to cook for people and stuff like that. And so when we were having the initial conversations, I was like, okay, listen, so I see in the script, there's cooking happening. And I was like, it's important to me. And also from the script, you can read and can tell. This is so real and authentic. It would look weird if she wasn't really cooking.
Right.
Yeah.
And so a lot of it also...
The viewer notices that, too. We notice when people not really cooking.
And also, I think how Alexander shoots, it's everything's so authentic and practical and tangible. And so during the pandemic, I stayed in New Orleans, and there was a woman who is infamous and used to cook for dignitaries and presidents. Her name is Dokoupil Chase, and unfortunately recently passed.
Yes.
But I built the character in regards to her career portion after her. And something that was amazing about her is though she was cooking, you know, New Orleans cuisine and Southern cuisine that some people might consider lowbrow, that woman ran that restaurant like it was a Michelin star.
We did a story on her.
She's amazing.
The Oscar nominations are coming out, and you said, don't even tell me when the announcements are going to be made. Why don't you want to know when the nominations are coming?
I think because I never want to get into a place where I'm expecting anything. And I always want to let things naturally happen how they're supposed to happen. I don't feel as though it's within my right to you know what I mean? Expecting anything.
Because I never believed it, Da'Vine, by the way, and I apologize because I've been calling you Da'Vine, and you didn't even correct me.
No, it's fine.
No, I felt terrible because I had an argument with people here. I said, no, it's Da'Vine. Yeah,
works
you are
as an
Da'Vine.
adjective.
But I always thought actors, when they go, no, I didn't know it was coming, I don't want to know, because I thought I'd be up at the TV waiting.
Some
but you
people
said,
say it and don't do it.
Yeah.
For me, it's like how a kid would be on Christmas Eve. The anticipation. I won't sleep.
Yeah.
So that's why I always tell my team, I'm like, don't tell me.
Let it come as it may.
Yeah, I just want to wake up and be like, oh, okay. You know, I don't want it to be like,
good
wait,
news.
I'm waiting. What's happening? What's happening?
Well, you are Da'Vine Joy Randolph. People keep getting you and Danielle Brooks, The Color Purple, mixed up. Two different actresses, two great performances.
And she's phenomenal.
And, as are you. You're both phenomenal. That's the thing.
you.
I call it black girl magic.
Absolutely.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Da'Vine Joy Randolph. The Holdovers is in theaters and available to stream on Peacock right now.